Welcome back to the Lead From Within podcast. In December 2025, my guest today was waking up most mornings with anxiety, grieving the life she thought she'd have, and building a startup with no salary and dwindling savings. Since then, she's pitched and won at Tech Nation competition in London Tech Week, signed her first law firm clients, has been featured in the Times magazine. I'm sitting down today with Nimrita Dadlani, founder and CEO of Pivot, to talk about what actually happened in those 90 days of coaching on the inside that made all of that possible on the outside. Let's get into it. Let's go back to December 2025. Where were you in December 2025? Who were you back then and what led you to where you were then?
I think that in the past year, I've gone through quite a lot of personal, professional, a lot of shifts.
Yeah.
And in December, I was very much still in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I was definitely living in survival mode. I was, my habits weren't good. I was feeling a lot of anxiety. I was, just regularly quite panicky,
yeah,
catastrophizing, a lot of what ifs. This doesn't happen. What if this doesn't work out? And a lot of seeking external validation, which we've spoken about a lot.
Yeah. Why do you think that was? What led you to that point in life?
So I've been through quite a lot of things in my life.
Yeah.
And that's, includes bereavement, divorce, financial loss.
Yeah.
A lot of quite difficult things, single parenthood.
Yeah.
I have a lot of responsibilities. What led me to that? Yeah, I was, there was a big shift going on again because there'd been a big shift a few years before and I'd kind of ridden that out. And then there was another big shift, personally, professionally, business-wise, even with my kids. And I was really navigating that and trying to find my feet in that space.
Yeah.
I had shifted my business to have a different focus. I saw a lot of opportunity in front of me. And I knew that it was everything that I wanted to happen was happening. And I could see it happening. But I had to step into those shoes. And I was unsure of how I could do that.
Yeah. So you saw the possibility.
Yeah.
You knew that it was possible for you, but you just didn't, you found yourself not knowing how to step into it and how to go about it.
Yeah. Yes. And yes.
So we met in an accelerator program and then became friends. And then we started having a conversation in December 2025. At this time, you were about to go, I think, to India and Dubai, right? You were about to go on holiday.
About to go on a 3-week
And
trip.
we just started working together. So if we were a fly on the wall back into December 2025, take us, how was your world? Obviously, you're single parenting. There's a lot of stuff going on. Business has just pivoted. And then there was, you were about to go abroad. Just describe your life.
I had just gone through a period of intense change, I would say. Personally, in the business, I had pivoted the business. It was very intense from August till November, December. I had achieved quite a lot in a short space of time and I was executing in the business at pace. And, but I was spinning a lot of plates, doing a lot, but I felt no peace. So I could see that there was, and I was still feeling a lot of anxiety. And a lot of, I wouldn't even call it anxiety, just a lot of, I just wasn't at ease.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot. I was managing everything. I was managing my 2 kids. They're in schools. My daughter had been, had some exams. So I was managing the home life. Business was going as well as it possibly could. It was a best case scenario, that is playing out at the moment. And yet I had this inner feeling of unease, fear. Sorry, that's actually what it was. It was a fear.
Yeah.
I was still living in fear and without a sense of, without a sense of peace, without a sense of confidence almost, although all the evidence was in front of me, right? The evidence was in front of me. I knew that everything was happening. Literally amazing things were happening, yet I still felt very disconnected. I wasn't sleeping so well. I was not feeling regulated at all.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of plates that I was spinning them well, but not happily as well.
Yeah. What were you fearing the most?
What if it doesn't work out? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
How will I cope? How will this happen? What if this happens to my child? What if, I wasn't living from a place of, okay, no matter what happens, it'll be fine. I mean, I know that, but for some reason I wasn't embodying it.
Yeah.
I was going through the motions, but it was a bit disconnected.
Welcome to being a life of a parent, an entrepreneur, a visionary. So maybe you can share more, like for the listener who obviously you're an entrepreneur, maybe you can tell a bit more about your business, and so it probably gives them a bit of context.
So I'm an entrepreneur, but I would never have called myself an entrepreneur. I would, I can now recognize in myself today, and I can say, okay, I'm definitely an entrepreneur. I'm a risk taker. I move fast. I make decisions quickly. I'm an entrepreneur. I come from a business family, so I've been around business all my life, but I was never kind of groomed for that path. I was always, girls go get married and have children. The boys can all go to business school. And so I had it in me, but I very much went down the path of, go get married young and, have a big wedding and wear lots of jewelry and it'll all be wonderful and have babies and your life will be great. Didn't quite work out that way. But, and I've always worked in businesses in, family businesses or whatever they have been. And I also had a bit of a professional start of a professional career, which I gave up when I got engaged. And then I went into businesses. But after I went through my separation and divorce, I really felt that there was a big space to create a business. There was a large underserved market of people who were going through this life stage, and I thought we can build something for them. And there's a product missing here to support people, to connect them, for them to find support, resources, information during, very often a traumatic time in their lives when they're having to be very practical during a very emotional time. So I said, I'm going to build a business. I had no idea. I had no idea about startups, technology, whatever. I had zero idea. But I, raised some angel funding, and I, without a product, just off an idea. And I launched a consumer-facing tech platform for people who are going through divorce and separation. That business has evolved over a couple of years, and that's the business that I recently pivoted to a B2B model. And that is now a vertical legal AI platform called Pivot. And we now sell AI software to law firms. We're building something for the consumer, and have plans to go into other jurisdictions and other verticals. And it's been a successful pivot of Pivot.
And you inspire me so much, by the way.
Thank you.
And I wanted to stand up for the camera. You do, because I see we all have our first mountain in life, I call it. So the first mountain is, as you said, we get married, have children. We think we have this initial version of success that we've pictured as a child, and that is our version. And then something happens, we realize, either something dramatic or something just quietly kind of, you feel a sense of, oh my God, this is not it for me. I've got all this to this stage, I've ticked all the boxes. And you say there's this sense of unease, a sense of surely there's more to life. And a lot of the people that come to us are on their second mountain, and you were well and truly already on your second mountain when we met. So my next question is, what made you consider coaching, executive coaching, or anything along the lines of coaching? Why did you do something like this?
So we, as you said, we'd met on an accelerator program. We'd had a couple of, we'd chat, we'd have catch-ups. And, I would always come out of those catch-ups and calls just feeling quite empowered and having a bit more faith in myself. And I love therapy. I love all kinds of professional support.
Yeah.
I think it's really life-changing. And without that support, those different types of coaches, therapists, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. So, when we met, I had been, I have a therapist, but I really felt like there was something missing from that holistic support, really. So I just felt like the work that you do would be very, I just knew that it would kind of help me connect the dots and help me to be successful in my professional career while also, laying a foundation or strengthening the foundation, solidifying that mindset, the other work that is so important that you have to do alongside the professional development, the leadership development, the personal development is like just as important.
Yeah.
Because if that isn't there, they really have to go hand in hand.
Yeah. So but let's go through your journey, because we worked together for 90 days, which doesn't seem like a huge amount of time. But let's give people a snippet of the journey. So when, in December, January, when we first started working together, you mentioned nervous system was dysregulated, and one thing that we talked about a lot at that time when you first started was your state, because you mentioned you were overwhelmed. There's a lot of things going on. This sense of unease. You knew that things were going in the right direction, but you felt that the fear and all this. The mind was kind of, I don't know. You probably all right for me to say it was kind of all over the place, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and we talked a lot about your state, and when we say state, we mean state of being, or we kind of think about nervous system regulation. What did you learn about that, just in general, about regulating your state and how it then has an impact on your leadership and your decision making and your parenting? Just take us through that journey of nervous system regulation and how it was important to you, and what practical things helped you as well.
So I had always thought in order to do things well, quickly, efficiently, you have to go fast to do things fast. One of the things that you always say is slow down to speed up. Take a step back, slow down, take that break if you need to, slow yourself in the morning, regulate your space, regulate your mindset, and then you'll just fly, really. So my state was completely dysregulated. I was doing all the things all the time, all at once. And it wasn't healthy. I did get a lot done, but it just wasn't a sustainable way to live or work or to parent. Because then, obviously someone's going to take the brunt of your, when you're tired.
Well, your kids match your state,
easy targets as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and that wasn't good at all. So I think that your state is key. If you feel energy is key, really. How you protect your energy is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Who are you letting into your state of being? Who's affecting your state? What actions are you taking that stabilize your state and regulate your state and your nervous system? Are you breathing? Are you sleeping? Are you eating? Who's coming into you? Who are you interacting with? Who are you allowing in to affect your state? That actually was one of the biggest things for me as well. Boundary setting. Who are you let into your energy, your energetic frequency? I have seen in the past 9 months that has the biggest impact as well on just how you show up and what also your own mental state. Because you're letting other people into your mind and affect, especially, I'm a trusting person and I'm an open person as well. So You have to just really protect all of that. Go slow in order to speed up.
Yeah.
Your words.
Yes, slow. I see it like when we say slow down, a lot of people think kind of slow down physically and not do much, right? But what you have done really well is it's not about just slowing down the activity, because your business has got to keep running, and we're not saying sit in there in meditation for an hour a day. But what you've done well is have pockets of time to slow down and go higher in your perspective, in your state of mind. So you're looking at, it's like, I kind of see it as you had these pockets of time. You took a lift up a skyscraper and you could see all the buses and the people go around, but they're super small, and all the different things in your life, but you saw it from a high perspective. And so you increase the gap between the stimuli and the response. And obviously it's all work in progress. We're still, all doing that, and it's never perfect. But what are some of the kind of practical tools and habits? And because when I sent you things on Spotify on songs, and you were listening to them.
My daughter now knows all the words. Yeah. She'll sing along.
Well, that's an example of what you let into your headspace, like the songs that you listen to, and the frequency of the songs. Totally. So you will start listening to these tunes on Spotify, which you're
wake up to like this really high energy music, and also the messages within the songs.
The words. Yeah.
I'm grateful. Shift to abundance. I'm abundant. I'm I have everything in my life that I could possibly want. And I kind of started listening to music. I would just also kind of take little pockets of time. I definitely don't meditate for an hour a day at all, or like sometimes ever. But, I started noticing more the miracle diary, miracle journal.
That's it. That's the
miracle journal, the high energy playlists, just letting that high energy, high frequency, all those subliminal messages just like live in my brain, and hear them all the time.
Yeah. What is the miracle journal for someone who doesn't know? What do you do?
I experience so many miracles all the time. And especially like when you told me start keeping a journal, I sat next to somebody like 2 seats away from me on a plane, who was, this incredible, who was somebody who worked at an incredible tech company. And I just started talking to them, then I started, things happened from there. That was a miracle. Why would I be sitting next to this guy? And why would I then have the urge to speak to them? I mean, I'm very much 90% of success is showing up and just having conversations and talking to people. I do that a lot. But, the connections that I've made, and just, the flow of life, when you really feel like the universe is really giving you a path to walk on. Yeah. The doors are in front of you. Yeah. You just have to walk through them. So things, just things would happen. Yeah.
And I think there's two things. So number one, you, because you were able to be in this state and you're more tuned in, I call it alignment. So you're more kind of aligned. And when you're aligned, the feeling that we get is one of like peace and calm and relief, and you just feel good. And you were focused on feeling good. And even on the plane back from, was it India or Dubai where you are, you've met this person and you had these miracles, because I think it's truly because your nervous system was regulated, you're in a place of alignment, and naturally life is going to start bringing you these opportunities, and you like experience.
Then you see them.
You see it.
You
in real
see
life.
see the possibilities.
The physical thing in front of you.
You see them, and then you act on them, and then you continue to see more, and then you continue to act on more. Change what you see, and what you see will change. Yeah. If you're constantly looking for a yellow bus, you'll constantly see yellow buses. But if you're constantly looking for beautiful sunrises, you'll constantly see those.
And so that's the whole point. So come back to a miracle journal. You used to have this miracle journal like on your iPhone notes, and whenever a miracle came, you noted it down. Yeah. Right. And so even just that practice of like your mind is looking for miracles in life. Yeah. And so you've written it down, and it's kind of an act of appreciation of them. And that's it. I don't have to do anything else. And then you just keep on coming back to it and writing it down. Like,
then you make your own miracles.
That's it. You
make your own miracles happen. Yeah. That's what it is, because you're living from a completely different state of being.
Yes.
And it's one where it is not one of fear. You have I would say that I have a complete belief in what I'm doing, what I'm building, where my life is going, and what I will receive in life. and what I will experience, what I will give. Obviously,
a lot of the conversations that we have, and you're quite open in concepts like miracle, like because someone who's listening to this might be an executive leader in the corporate world, and a lot of our conversation is on leadership and practical leadership and performance. But you are someone who was open to a lot of the inner work, and even you mentioned the word universe. And what would you say to someone who's quite skeptical of using these words in the business world, right? Because we mentioned the word miracle right now, but what would you say to that? Because I see you someone who's very much into the leadership, the executive work. You're a startup founder, and you're dealing with kind of corporate law firms as your clients and customers. Yet you're having conversations like universe and miracles. Like it's quite rare to bridge the two, I find, and I think we're getting better at it. But I want your take on it.
So I don't come from a corporate background.
Oh yeah, forgot.
That's important to say, I think. And I think also I'm selling into law firms. And so I have a fresh perspective that I can lean on and bring to conversations. But at the end of the day, what I think I have realized, and what one realizes, is that everybody's a human being.
Yes.
Everybody's a person. That's it. Before they are a CEO of like a Fortune 500 business, they're actually a human being, and everything in life is about relationships, about connection, about emotional connection, and relatability, and trust. And the world doesn't flow without these things. Yeah, relationships aren't built, contracts aren't signed. Nothing moves forward without that. Without that side of things. So, I do meet high-level professionals, high-level executives every day. But I can take something to those conversations where they'll listen and they'll engage. And it's perhaps because I don't come from that background, it's actually a strength, because I don't really have no fear. I'm like, they're just another person.
Yeah. Did you ever? Was there ever a time when you were like scared of going out there and pitching in front of these investors and all this kind of stuff?
I'm still scared of it.
Okay.
I pitch regularly, but I'm still, that's something I need to work on. But in general, I still, of course, I'm a human being. Yeah. You're getting in front of a stage and talking to 80 people and putting your business out there and talking to them about your traction, your credibility. And of course I get nervous to this day, but this is something that you just have to practice. It's like a muscle that you have to flex all the time. So, the more you do it, the better you get at it. I wouldn't be having this conversation today if I hadn't spent, 3 years having these conversations. And but you also realize that you're on a certain journey and it's their choice, whether they kind of get to, and it's their privilege really to come on that journey with you. It's an opportunity. It's a privilege. If they want to, you're on the train. Yeah. Hop on board, And
you messaged me recently saying how awesome that experience was, pitching in front of 80 investors. And that was after our work together, right? So how did your whole nervous system regulation work that we did together help you with that pitch?
I mean, I did quite a bit of visualization before, and I did quite a bit of, I just practiced. I did during the pitch, I just breathed before. I just did my best to visualize, really, to imagine that I was up there and imagine that it's all good. I've now, been a finalist to pitch at an event at London Tech Week.
Amazing.
10 finalists, and I'm one of them on stage. Really? And in front of 300 people. Yeah. So, that's going to have to practice there. Another one in a few weeks' time. I've got 2 coming up, big ones. But you just have to walk the path.
Yeah, one thing we spoke about when we work together is, it's not so much what you say in the room, and that's important, but also the energy which you embody saying it, because people sense your energy. And I think that's something that's definitely shifted in your journey. Is that certainty?
For sure.
Sense of certainty, I would say.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That is entirely different from December till today. I was telling you before, I feel like a different person.
Yeah, tell me
I'll
that.
show up to these meetings and I'll just say, it's like, I know that I will do this regardless of if the person, whether they invest, whether they sign a contract, whether they, whatever they do, they do it or they don't. I'm on the journey. Yeah. I'm building this with or without them.
And that's not coming from a place of ego. Like your sense of certainty is in yourself, who you are as a person. And you mentioned relationships, and that you've developed yourself as a person in terms of relationship that you have with yourself.
Yeah.
And then with other people after that. And so every single relationship I see is like is a reflection that we have of the relationship that we have with ourselves. And I think that's come key for you in terms of professional, personal relationships outside of work, inside of work, but also your sense of certainty in yourself and your confidence with investors, anything with the business.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a place of arrogance.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a self-belief.
Yeah, 100%.
That I know that I can do this. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I know that I can.
Well, you already are.
I am, yeah. As in, but like practically launching the business in the US, moving to other, just the expansion plan, for example. I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't have experience doing that, but I know I can learn.
Yeah.
I know I can upskill.
Yeah.
I know I can execute.
Yeah.
And of course, I wouldn't be able to do it without leaning on the support of other people.
Yeah.
My team, my partners, my coaches. I definitely would not be able to do any of it without the people around me. I'm only one human being.
Yeah.
I can put people together, get a room together, get the right investors, get the right partners. But really, it's a team effort.
Yeah. Walk me through some of maybe your like top 1 or 2 breakthroughs in the 90 days that we worked together. What was the kind of moments where 1 or 2 moments where like that really shifted things? Was there anything that pops up for you?
I really think actually the music, the vibe, the music, that whole like, every morning I would like do that kind of nervous system regulation exercise. And then I would listen to this gratitude music. Yeah. And it just changed my whole energy. It changed my whole vibration. And not that it's been like plain sailing since then. I've had like a big dip, in last month in kind of energy and just, things throw you off a little bit.
Yeah.
But like recovering from something like that, like the speed of recovery, the speed of bounce back is much quicker, and also then like how you protect your energy through those times of flux and through those, I don't know what you might call them, through those.
Well, there's bumps in the road, isn't there?
That's
hurdles, there's obstacles.
Through the bumps in the road.
And we've talked a lot about, I know this one sticks with you, like the metaphor of being the athlete in the arena.
I love it.
And so all of us in our own games that we're playing, whether it be you as an entrepreneur or, someone in the workplace or someone parenting at home full time, we are all leaders doing something in our own arenas of life, in our chosen arenas of life. And we've spoken about this for you. It's like you are in the arena, you're going to get battered in the arena.
Yeah.
Like the game that you're playing is pitching to investors, it's putting out your product, selling it to legal firms. You're building teams, you've got team members, you're leading them. You're a parent, a single parent of 2 children. You're playing in these different arenas of life, and you are literally an athlete. And when we see ourselves as athletes, it's our responsibility to be looking after ourselves, to, all the stuff that you did, visualization, or whether it be, some downtime, some rest. If you can continue to be in the arena and you don't rest, bloody hell, you're not going to be able to play in the arena for much longer. As you said, it's not sustainable. So how did the identity of an athlete, obviously you said you love it, but how did that help you?
I think when you framed it and you said to me, you're in the arena, you're just having a go. You're playing the game of life.
Yeah.
You kind of gamify it and you say, this is a game. This is all, take it easy, take it lightly.
Yeah.
Don't attach so much importance or gravity to each little thing. You're in the arena, you're just giving your best shot. At least you're in the arena, you're playing the game, right? You're not kind of sitting from the sidelines. Nothing happens if you sit on your sofa watching Netflix, right? You have to be in the arena of life. And I think the athlete mindset of flexing those muscles, getting in the arena, taking care of yourself, eating, sleeping, protecting your energy, showing up as the best version of yourself. It sounds like so cliched, but it's really true. You know, I think, and for me, the biggest thing is like my energy, protecting who, you know, who and what affects my energy. Because that I've seen like in life, that can have a direct influence and effect on your inner voice. Because if outer voices are telling you all these things, how is your inner voice supposed to kind of prevail?
That's the biggest. I mean, people talk about environment and how important our environment is, but the biggest environment that we're always maintaining is the mind. Is our inner environment. And as you said, like being conscious of who you're letting in, how your energy is. And I think as you slow down, you become more aware of how your energy is like with certain people or with certain situations or with certain stories you tell yourselves, with certain clients or whatever it is. I think you became more aware of that. And we are becoming more and more aware of that ourselves, right?
I think I also just became aware, but also had quite a profound realization through our work together that I am a different person today. I'm a different person to who I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? Today I feel comfortable in my own skin.
Yes.
You know, I have the internal validation that I'm not like wanting to be invited to that event or searching for other people to kind of complete me or tell me that I'm good enough. I operate at a different frequency at this point. I'm in the arena. Not everybody is in an arena, right? And also you have to be laser focused, really. If you're building like a world-class business, if you're building a big business, or if that's your aim, you really have to focus on it. And you can't let external factors affect you. And so that was the biggest realization of who I am and being comfortable with that and being confident with that, in that. And just then somehow I was able to have a outside view, like a 30,000 foot perspective of who I am and what I'm doing that I never had before. Because things would happen and I'd be like maybe upset about it or feel like FOMO or whatever it is. But then at some point I was just like, that's not my vibration. That's like, I'm at a different frequency. I am doing something else.
Those words when you said that, because I remember exactly when you said that to me. We were in, we had our last session together. We were walking in the park in Mayfair, isn't it? And as soon as you said that to me, the sun was shining. I knew actually, do you know what? I feel like our work is like done, complete for now. Like I feel like it was. For now. It was.
I mean,
I feel like that was a big like moment. Be like, do you know what? Like, good job, Nimrita. Like that is it. To know that actually I'm comfortable in my own skin. I think that's where the inner peace that you were seeking, the certainty, the grounding, knowing who you are.
But I've struggled with that my whole life. That sense of like internal validation, that sense of who am I? You know, I experienced a lot of different things in my early childhood that didn't help with that, you know, with that sense of security, that sense of foundation, that sense of identity. You know, there was a lot of moving around. There were some, you know, difficult things happening, you know, obviously losing a parent as well. But I've literally struggled with it my whole life. And I can only say in the past 6 months, have I completely changed my whole mindset and outlook on life.
How amazing. 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, it's still difficult.
Well, you're in the arena still. If this work, I think this is it.
There are still challenges, you know.
Of course.
I'm a parent. I have 2 kids. Full responsibility of them. You know, that's not easy. So, and a business. Full responsibility of that too. So, well,
as the game's only going to get bigger. And I think, but this is exactly what we're talking about when it comes down to like leading from within and what lead from within means. Like, it's not a one and done thing. We are constantly on the journey. And this inner work that we talk about, it's this sense that you're feeling comfortable in your own skin. Ultimately, that's when your sense of inner peace, your validation, your sense of security, your sense of self doesn't lie in anything outside of you, in the money in the bank account or in people and what people say about you, whatever. It comes from within. And I think you've gone on this journey of, you know, leading from within, and it's the beginning, actually, I think, of this journey for you. And I think the game's only going to get bigger, and it's going to ask for you to lead from within even more and more and more. It's deeper and deeper and deeper. It's not new things, but it's what does leading from within mean to you?
I think it means arriving at each situation with humility, clarity, belief, regulation, and peace, and having an inner confidence. But also, I think that a kindness towards other people and empathy is important when, building a business, when raising a family, connecting your inner world, your outer world. It's all connected. And just, yeah.
What would you say to someone who is in a position that you were when we started working together? Like someone who's experiencing anxiety, the overwhelm, the nervous system dysregulated, chasing things, seeking validation, not really kind of knowing that this first mountain is complete and on the second mountain, but struggling to take off on that and find some peace and grounding, and as well as leading and performing. Like, what would you say to someone in that position?
I would say do the work. I think there's a lot of inner work that has to be done to see results, outer results.
Yeah.
I think you have to do the work. I think you have to, if they're privileged enough to work with a coach like you, do the work, get support. But, all of these things that we say, slow down to speed up, and just, that's really an important thing for me, doing the inner work to kind of see results. Because really your state, your energetic state, your frequency, it is a mirror reflection, right? Of, I messed that up. Your inner state is a reflection of your outer state.
Yeah, your outer state is a reflection of your inner world.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. So, what's happening on the outside is only a reflection of what's happening within you. And I think that's really where the magic happens.
And what tangible outcomes have you created from our work in 90 days? If you think about, and it's not just done, but it's a compound of just you doing the inner work. Like your Times Magazine feature was awesome. That's another miracle. Like, tell me, what else? I mean, that was one thing, but what else?
Yeah. So, during those 90 days of January, February, March, I presented at an international conference in Europe, presented my business to like a room full of potential clients.
Yeah.
That went incredibly well. Yeah. Contracts followed on from that. And I think definitely my state of being in that room, on that stage, was, had a big impact on the result. Yeah. I had an inbound big press feature that I didn't, like, it was just out of the blue.
A miracle.
It was a miracle. I signed, our first clients. I started talking to, inbound requests from some of the top law firms in the country, if not the world. Many other things, really. Yeah. Across work, investment as well.
Yeah.
Lots of investment into the business, new investors coming on board. And since that, I think my approach in conversations when talking to partners or potential investors has been entirely different.
In what way?
Get on the train because it's going anyway.
Yes.
Kind of thing,
Yes.
Yeah.
And we spoke about that. I mean, without going into too much detail, but we spoke about you on a mission, like leading your rocket ship. We talked about, a sense of detachment, but also leading your mission. And you got really clear on what your mission is.
And having the conversations as if the outcome is already in your, is already with you. It's a done deal.
It's done.
It's already happened, because actually it is.
Yeah.
It's all there. You're just walking the path.
I'm smiling. Amazing. All right. So one final question is, how would you describe this whole journey I call it the lead from within, or the Thrive Scholar journey, to someone who has never done anything like this, who understands coaching and kind of what it is, but doesn't really never experienced it? Because one thing is logical understanding and other things, actually experiencing this and that you've had a little glimpse of it. How would you describe this to someone who's not aware of what this is? Yeah,
I would say that it's transformative, life-changing, transformative. I would say that, sometimes I'd come to our calls and I'd have something on my mind, and you'd already know what was on my mind. And you'd say, I've been thinking about this and this is what we need to do. So it was really for me, it was just quite magical, actually, the whole thing. It was, it was whenever I had a concern, you had already thought about it and you had already put something or put almost a strategy or just the work to do already was kind of planned almost, I think. I do think you are intuitive as well. So I found it life-changing and transformative. And I think you just have to believe. You have to believe, you have to trust, you have to have faith, live in faith, not fear. And also trust the journey.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the journey is full of bumps and, your confidence will get knocked. Things will throw you off balance a little bit. But trust the journey that, if you do the work, you will see results. And it can happen very fast.
Yeah.
They call it quantum leaping.
Yes.
Right?
Well, you proved it like in what you've achieved in the last 3 months. I mean, if you told yourself that back in December.
If I had told myself that a year ago, that in a year's time, this is where I'd be sitting with, the potential partners in my business, the clients, my kids, whatever might be happening, I think I would struggle to believe myself, a year ago.
Wow. Imagine what's happening this next year.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So what is next for you? Like what's, obviously we'll put your details all in the podcast notes in terms of your business and what you're doing. But what's next? Where are you going? Personally, professionally, anything you want to share?
I feel like it's all led up to this moment. The journey, everything that I've been through, which are difficult things, everything that I've been through has led me to this point. And I feel now it's like I can live it. And not that I'm waiting to live it, but I am living it and it's all happening and I can appreciate that journey, right? And where I'm going. What's next is business is growing, the kids are growing, the things are just kind of falling into place. Right place, right time, luck, fair bit of all of those things, hard work, lots of hard work.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
That's
trying to live through this as well, right?
Yeah.
Thrive.
Yeah.
Through the journey.
It's about Thrive Scholar.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, right? Yeah, I think you've had, it's not been easy. Or you obviously there was grief, losing of parents, divorce, managing a lot of different things, business, kids. But I think on the journey I just want to acknowledge you because you've been open. You've been willing. You're someone who is willing to experiment and try new and different ways of doing things. You are committed. You're someone who showed up and did the work. And I think, yes, even though there was some heavy stuff, but there's also the athlete in the arena who's having fun and in playing the game. And so having that perspective, I think you've definitely had. A
couple of things there, like, it's constant learning. I'm open and I'm always willing to try new things because I'm constantly willing to learn.
Yeah.
I don't know everything at all. Yeah. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I have to learn from people around me and have fun while doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. I think when we have fun, we don't take life too seriously, isn't it? Because then we all know it's a short ride.
Yeah.
So I think that detachment and that not taking life too seriously allows. I've seen it for you. I've seen it has allowed you to play a bigger game, to dream up new possibilities, to go for it, to have less fear of failing, and just have joy. And joy is like the biggest attractor of miracles and things, and you've experienced that. So
and even if you do fail, if you fail at a relationship, or if something fails, if you fail at some kind of aspect of the business that you try, or fail at something. It's not really a failure, it's just just try something else.
Yeah.
That didn't work great, move on quickly. do something else.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we finish?
No, I think we covered a lot.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you for being an inspiration to many parents, women, entrepreneurs. And I love working with people like you because you inspire me. I like working with people who inspire me.
Thank you. Is there anything you feel that I've not said or not? No.
I think everything you've said is from the heart and authentic. That's all that matters for me.
Yeah. Yeah. We also did a meditation that was very...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Tell if you want to share about that. Or how did that help you?
We did a meditation together, which was like a day-long retreat.
Okay.
And...
oh, yes. Yeah, the spiritual retreat.
Yes. And that was also quite liberating, I would say.
Yeah.
It was a day-long retreat. We just, did a lot of soul-seeking, meditation,
some energy
releasing, energy healing. And I think that really also allowed me to release a lot of pain and trauma and to kind of not take that negativity or not take that energy really forward.
Yeah.
To kind of let it go. I think a lot of, being able to move forward quickly and recover and do things is about, a lot of that is around letting go.
Yeah, 100%.
And living today and kind of, living for today and living in your energy today and not letting whatever's happened before kind of impact your present or your future.
Yeah. I think that's really important. I mean, that's why with the work that we do at Time is Scholar, it's not just about the coaching, it's about taking people on a journey, and where I feel where there's certain elements where that could help people, like having, because we carry, as you said, trauma somatically in our bodies and things like that. So sometimes we have to do some deeper work. And so then, for example, with you, we went on a spiritual one-day retreat, and I knew that was going to be transformative for you.
Yeah.
Because and so it's important that I take you on the journey, and I kind of see that's my role here as a guide, and whatever serves you, whatever. And because I can't do energy healing, that's not my expertise, but I would take you to someone who can. And so I knew that was going to be transformative for you. So it's all part of the journey.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to Nimrita's story. If anything you heard today resonated with you, if you recognize yourself in where she started, or you're curious about what 90 days of this work could look like for you and your business, head to the link in the description and book a call with me. We'll talk about what's going on in your world right now and whether the 90-day program is the right next step for you. The world belongs to those who master themselves. I'll see you in the next episode.